Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to PSAC Conference Basketball. Tonight's matchup is Penn State Wilkes-Barre versus your Penn State Brandywine Nittany Lions. But before we get into the action, we wanted to mention that Penn State is celebrating Giving Tuesday. And this year, we are looking for your help in upgrading the equipment necessary to produce a high-quality broadcast of all of the Penn State Brandywine home games. We have some donations thus far, and Hunter Strafacci has been bringing those to us tonight. Hunter?
Yeah, so we got a couple more since the women's game ended. Mr. Len Furia says, feel great to give back to a sports program where I spent 11 years with the hockey team from 2005 to 2016. Is there a hockey team here?
Yes, intramural.
Shout out to the hockey team.
Well, club team.
And then we're also raising money for Brandywine Education Abroad. If you're listening to this broadcast, you're probably donating to us, but I want to shout out that too. Mr. Joseph Lurkin and Mrs. Joe Lurkin, they donated to Brandywine Abroad. Thanks for the donations. Keep them coming. I'll keep reading them.
And so here we go for tonight's action. Penn State Brandywine, as we said, meeting Penn State Wilkes-Barre in a PSAC conference matchup. This Penn State Wilkes-Barre team is tough. They have a lot of guys that can penetrate and get to the basket, and they are shot makers. They're predominantly a man-to-man team that applies a full court press. Now that's a little bit different. This team looks to get up and down the floor quickly, and they will look to penetrate and kick out for open shots. The pressure, or the key to victory for Penn State Wilkes-Barre would probably be pressure. Extend that half-court defense against Penn State Brandywine, try to create some turnovers, at least get them into late offense in the shot clock. Rebound. If they want to run, they have to rebound and make shots. It could be a tough night for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. And for your Penn State Brandywine Nittany Lions, they're a solid team. They require all of their players' best efforts every night in order to manufacture wins. Sometimes they have spurts where they have a difficult time scoring baskets, but for the most part, this team is consistent and spreading the scoring throughout the entire roster. They are anchored by senior guard forward Bryce Baruch. So we will pause for a moment. We will listen to the remainder of the starting lineups here, and then myself and Hunter will be back to give you the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Starting lineup.
Thanks,
Feel
Chris.
free to boo.
Yeah.
Or not.
Like you said, man, this team's no joke. Here's the lineup. Number 0, Rodwins Albert. He starts. Number 11, Anthony Picott. Number 12, Jalen Willis. Number 14, Tequan Holly. And number 33, Chase Monroe, the junior. He is the tallest man on the team at 6'9".
And for Penn State Brandywine, the usual suspects. Number 0, Devin Jones. Number 13, Jonta Dunson. Number 14, Colin Hockenbrock. Number 3, Jordan Graves. And your starting 5 rounding out by leading scorer, number 31, Bryce Baruch. And the action is underway. Right away, Wilkes-Barre driving, trying to get to the basket. And we told you that would be a key to victory for them tonight. Back the other way quickly is Devin Jones for Brandywine. Brandywine set in their half-court offense. What you'll see from Wilkes-Barre a lot tonight is a man-to-man defense in the half-court, but they press, which is odd for most teams. Usually when a team goes to a press, they fall back into a zone defense. So we'll see how that works against this Penn State team, because as you can see with Devin Jones taking that three, even though he missed, Penn State Brandywine is opportunistic from that three-point line. But so is this Wilkes-Barre team. They will take and make threes. As I said before the game, they are shot takers and they are shot makers.
Yeah, and like I said in the last game, if you were watching, Chris is finally here to give us some real basketball analysis. You heard Tom and I kind of mess around for a couple hours, but now it's the real stuff.
And coming off an injury scare from a few games ago, that game, the last time we were together, Hunter, Jordan Graves, a few ligaments in his wrist and hand that were injured during the game, but he's been able to play through that. The meme maker driving to the rim, and he's met at the rim with a little bit of contact. That one's off. Here goes Wilkes-Barre quickly back the other way. Here's where they're dangerous in the open floor. Wide open three. That one drops. Three-pointer for number 11, Anthony Picott.
Yeah, Picott with no company in that corner easily drains the three under little pressure.
Penn State Brandywine, like we said at the open, can ill afford to give up three-point shots or any open baskets for that matter to this Penn State Wilkes-Barre team. They're shooting 32.6% from three-point range on the season. As Dunson drives, dishes to Hockenbrock, who's blocked at the rim. Quickly back the other way is Picott. He dishes to number 14, Taquan Holly, who misses the layup. Dunson slows this one up and resets the offense. Feed down low to Hockenbrock. Let's see if he goes at the rim. He does, but not before he travels. And Penn State's sort of out of their wits here in the early going. That's a turnover.
Yeah, Brandywine under a lot of pressure in the early stages of this game. Not a bad strategy from Wilkes-Barre. Get Brandywine a little nervous coming out. Try to deal with the home court advantage.
And so here goes Wilkes-Barre into the half court. Drive. And the layup. Give that one to number 0, Rodwin's Albert. Albert quick. And Wilkes-Barre has guards. They have some ball handlers who are at depth at creating driving lanes for one another and kicking out to open shooters. It's going to be a tough task for some of the taller players on Penn State Brandywine tonight to stay in front of some of these Wilkes-Barre players, especially as we get into the second half. Dunson driving baseline, got caught in the air, and he travels.
Yeah, Wilkes-Barre clearly a well-coached team from just the first 3 minutes of this game. Really sticking to their strategy, good shape, good pressure, and they got the right idea, isolating some of our players like Baruch.
They're tough across the board. They play well. They're well coached. It's a difficult matchup on both ends for Penn State Brandywine and also for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Here comes Hockenbrock back the other way. A crossover gets him into the lane where he dishes to Jones, who finishes with the right-handed layup. And Penn State Brandywine giving Wilkes-Barre some of their own medicine in transition. The feed down low. Work in the weight room by Monroe. That results in a miss. Baruch thought about a three. Puts it on the floor now. Resets the offense. Dunson will take the three. That one hits the back of the rim. Hockenbrock with the rebound. That's stolen. And as he was fouled out of bounds, Jaden Willis looked to throw it back in. But as I mentioned, he was fouled. Jordan Graves, that's his first. Team's first. So as exciting as this action has been here in the first 3 minutes and 57 seconds or 53 seconds of the first half, it's only 5-2. A lot of shots, not a lot of scoring.
Yeah, and I don't really have a problem with that. Brandywine should score a little bit more, of course, but yeah. Keep Wilkes-Barre low. Why not?
And there goes Picott on the spot up. Got to know where he's at. And a low-scoring game would benefit Penn State Brandywine as they play better in the half court. Dunson came off the screen wide open for three, but drove anyway and gets the tough contact layup to fall. He went body to body with Monroe there.
Yeah,
it was a case of who's the strongest player, and it looks like it's Dunson. Here he goes with the steal now at half court. Dunson all alone for the right-handed layup. Penn State Brandywine pulls to within 2. It's 6-8.
Yeah, I was just going to say Dunson, very physical, very explosive. Not the tallest player on the court, but doesn't really matter when you're as physical and aggressive as he is.
And once again, in order for Penn State Brandywine to win, they don't have a takeover player. They don't need one. It's going to take a total team effort, and they're getting that here in the early going. Wilkes-Barre has the ability to go one-on-one off the dribble a little bit more than Penn State Brandywine. Guards just a tad bit shiftier, just a tad bit quicker. But this Penn State Brandywine team will stay in the game by playing a team brand of basketball. Jump ball called there, and the possession belongs to Brandywine. That's how they did it last year, and that's how they've done it so far this year, Hunter. And number 24, Dylan Jones, checking into the game for Brandywine. One of the nicest kids you will ever meet.
Yeah, awesome dude, for sure. And if you want to check out the sneakers he's wearing, I think there's a shoe video on the Instagram page for Penn State Brandywine for the basketball players. You can check that out at PSUBW Sports on Instagram. Check out what shoes he's wearing.
Jones driving. Could have been called for the push-off there, but he wasn't. Great pull-up in the lane. Unbelievable body control. Tough deuce. Penn State Brandywine has locked it up at 8 early going. 14:06 remaining in the first half. Teams seem to have settled in now. That initial burst of adrenaline is out of the system. Hockenbrock driving, scooping, and gets the layup to fall in transition. The assist by Bryce Baruch, and Penn State Brandywine up 10-8 now.
Yeah, Brandywine did well to stave off the early pressure of Wilkes-Barre. They've calmed down a little bit, and now they're playing their game.
They're forcing Wilkes-Barre to play in the half court. One of the ways they're doing that is by rebounding. We knew that rebounding would be a key for either team, and so far Penn State Brandywine doing an excellent job on the boards. There's another one. But that's a jump ball. That's going to belong to Wilkes-Barre. Total rebounds thus far, Penn State Brandywine 9. Penn State Wilkes-Barre 4. So Penn State Brandywine doing what they need to do on the boards. Number 10, Jamar Wright, checking into the game now for Brandywine. He replaces Jones. A lot of shuffling going on in there. Tanner in the game for Wilkes-Barre. Forgot to announce that moments ago. Ball quickly ahead to Wright, who finds Baruch cross court for 3. That one rimmed in and out. It's only a matter of time before he gets one to fall. And Wright all alone at the top of the key. He misses that one. Hard off the back of the rim. Ball belongs to Wilkes-Barre. Penn State Brandywine 0 of 3 so far from three-point range on the night. There goes Albert for 3. He misses. The drive, however, on the rebound by Jalen Willis, an athletic finish in the lane. Ball ahead to Wright. He drives. The hop step. Good defense there. Willis in perfect position to stop the threat of a drive.
Yeah, very physical game so far. A lot of these, squabbles over the ball, on the ground even. Nice to see that both teams are really going for it here and for a great game.
Ref talking to the players there too, perhaps warning them about some of the physicality early here in the matchup. 17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Kelly driving. Dishes out to Hockenbrock, who fires for 3. That one off the back of the rim and rebounded by number 14, Taquan Holly. Here goes Wilkes-Barre. One place Penn State Brandywine would do well and could help themselves is on the offensive boards. As that one blocked off of a Wilkes-Barre player and out of bounds by Hockenbrock. You know, they're doing a good job on the defensive end rebounding, but they can really help themselves by getting some offensive rebounds, perhaps create some fouls on second shot opportunities as well. A little bit of token man-to-man pressure being applied by Wilkes-Barre. Brandywine handles that easily. They're giving Hockenbrock room to operate out there. High screen and roll from Bryce Baruch and the dish to Dylan Jones, but that one goes out of bounds. But that is the first time I think I've seen a pick and roll set that high for Penn State Brandywine this year, so perhaps that's a sign of things to come, because I think that's a very effective way to create some open shooting opportunities for some of their better three-point shooters throughout the season, and it's something that we haven't seen from them last year or thus far this year. It's encouraging.
Yeah, good point, Chris. I wasn't around last year, but I'll definitely take your word for it on that one.
Once again, remember to donate.
Yes.
If you like hearing the broadcast, we would love to bring the broadcast to you and a more clear and more vibrant production. So please make sure you donate. It goes towards the broadcasting program this year so we can bring you the best possible production.
Yeah, and if we could get that QR code on screen briefly, Tom, for some people to scan and donate if they would like. Should be on screen momentarily.
Albert stuck up top, 17 on the shot clock. He passes it to the high side of the floor if you're watching at home. Then we get a drive down the lane by Kelly by Willis rather, and another bucket. Willis giving Penn State Brandywine tantrums. Wright pulls his dribble, dishes cross court to Baruch, who gets a pick from Dylan Jones and then squares for three. That one off the front of the rim.
Just want to say thank you to Miss Chrissy Gledhill. She just donated a minute ago to the athletics department. Thank you very much, Miss Chrissy Gledhill.
Thank you, Miss Gladhill. Shout out to you. It's not always easy to donate, especially in these times. It's the holiday season. Another three for Pickott. I think it's safe to say he's on fire.
100%, Chris. I think it's interesting that he's been given so much time on the ball as well.
Kelly driving baseline. That one tipped out of bounds by number 30, Tanner. This Wilkes-Barre team fired up at the moment. They lead Penn State Brandywine 15-11.
Yeah, lots of passion coming from the bench here for Wilkes-Barre. Very important for a team to be willed on like that.
Their bench right now louder than the fans in the gym for Penn State Brandywine. Not a good sign.
Nope.
Dunson looks down low for Baruch. And Baruch fouled there by number 30, Tanner. The push. That's Tanner's first, team's first, Penn State Brandywine inbound. They got 20 on the shot clock. Baruch finds a cutting Kelly, who takes a dribble and perhaps shouldn't. Finds Jones. Jones misses the layup, but Kelly with the rebound pulls it out. Baruch with the pump fake, sidestep, three-pointer. Buckets!
Very clever by Baruch.
Bryce Baruch with the pure stroke. The drive that time by Willis is thwarted by Dunson, and Brandywine quickly coming back the other way. Here's Wright with the pass from Baruch, full court for the layup. And that's the dribble that Kelly took last time. If he doesn't take the dribble, he has a finish similar to that one.
Yeah, and great vision from Baruch on that pass, but it's no surprise coming from him. Such a great player.
That time a deep three by Albert. These guys will pull the trigger. Baruch allowed to drive unabated up the court. Finds Jones in the corner for three. He misses short off the front of the rim. Here goes Tanner back the other way. He goes to the Euro, and a blocking foul called on Dunson. Oh, I don't know about that. There was definitely some contact.
So he's not legally allowed to get in the way there?
He's not allowed to get in the way if he has not established position. So typically they like for a player to have established position before the contact is made. If not, they'll usually call it on the defensive player. They'll call a block. If the player has established position, they'll call a charge on the offensive player. That, for me, was close to a no call. But I understand why they called it. Perhaps if it was in a half-court set and the action was a little bit more congested, that's not a foul. But in the open court, I understand the call. Number 21, Tim Mattern in the game for Penn State Brandywine, along with number 23, Stephen Willis, and number 4 into the game, Rashad Ballard for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. 9:26 remaining in the first half. Wilkes-Barre up 17-15. Penn State Brandywine playing well, though. Mattern dealing with the press. He's able to dribble most of the way through it. Finds Willis. Penn State Brandywine into their half-court set. They handled that press nicely. It was different than the man-to-man token pressure they saw early on. Baruch with a pull-up. That one off the back of the rim. Good defense there. And it results in a near turnover, but Wright dribbled it on the end line, so possession will remain with Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Devin Jones back into the game for Penn State Brandywine.
And a quick shout out to Dr. Larry Trubia. He donated to the Brandywine Abroad program. He says, for the future we wait, raise the song, raise the song.
Thanks, Doc. Appreciate that. Oh, Stephen Willis, who's newly into the game, picks up his first foul. It's a push. He's about 25 feet from the basket. This Penn State Brandywine team not allowing Penn State Wilkes-Barre to relax in the half-court set. They have to keep the pressure on. And they're doing an excellent job so far in the first half. Tanner, Willis on him. 9 seconds on the shot clock. The ball in the hands of Ballard, who misses a deep three. And then Tanner fouled on the ensuing rebound. That's Willis's second. That's team's fourth.
And there's another donation coming in from Mrs. Joanne Gledhill and Mr. John Gledhill. Thank you for the donation to the athletics department.
The Gledhills. And another three by Picard. Or Picot. This is sounding redundant, right? But, I mean, that's his third here in the first half. That's 9 points as Mattern couldn't get it to Dunson, who dove backdoor. Willis with the tough attempt at a finish in the lane. Plenty of contact, but he wasn't able to get that one to fall. Ballard, and another three. Penn State Brandywine forced to call a timeout as they fall behind by 8. Penn State Wilkes-Barre, 8 unanswered.
Yeah, Wilkes-Barre having a great game so far. We thought that maybe Brandywine had their number after the first couple of minutes. But nope, Wilkes-Barre, they're on the front foot here.
Penn State Brandywine trailing now 23-18. Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Following a week-long break for the holiday, Brandywine returns tonight against Wilkes-Barre. Brandywine enters the night sporting a 1-1 league record, while Wilkes-Barre is one of 3 remaining unbeaten teams at 2-0. And as we mentioned, today is Giving Tuesday. It's a lot of other things, but it's Giving Tuesday. So if you got a few extra bucks, please go ahead and donate. Your proceeds this year go to helping us produce a better experience for you to listen to Penn State games and watch Penn State games should you not have the opportunity to attend.
Yep, and the link is on screen to donate. There's also a QR code that keeps on appearing at certain times during the game. If we could get the QR code up, just so people can, they're hearing us talk about the donations, so might as well have it up there.
Yeah.
So all you got to do, if you don't really know how a QR code works, you just take out your phone, you turn on your camera, you look at the code with your phone, and then you press on the link that pops up. Very easy.
Thank God you said that, because not everybody knows how to do that, dude. It sounds easier than it is. That QR code was in the upper right-hand screen or corner of your screen. Penn State Brandywine could use a couple buckets donated.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if Kelly is in the giving mood. No. Or Hockenbrock, rather, the younger Hockenbrock. Or no, that was Dreger. I'm sorry, A.J. Dreger. And he's not in the giving mood. Albert. Oh. He's able to find Holly. And Holly able to find Tanner for the finish. Wilkes-Barre moving the ball well, and they're up 10.
Yep, and their bench is hyped. They feel it in the air.
I just don't understand how their bench is louder than our entire crowd. Come on, Brandywine. Hockenbrock driving baseline to the reverse. Great move by Hockenbrock, and maybe that'll ignite this Penn State Brandywine crowd and get some energy. The players on the bench are excited for Penn State Brandywine. We need the energy of the fans.
Yeah, the crowd's a bit deflated, but like I always say, if you're listening to the game and you're in Orchard Hall or you're at the Blue Apple Cafe, come on, get down here.
Dunson driving the length of the floor. Basket interference. Give him the basket. And Penn State Brandywine able to move to within 6.
Yeah, good call by the ref there.
Jordan Graves returning to the game. Tough finish by Dunson. He took that one the length of the floor. He's a threat to do that anytime he has the ball in his hands. Albert setting up the offense for Wilkes-Barre. Receives the screen by Tanner. Tanner wide open, but Albert missed him. He instead goes to the corner to Picard. One dribble, sidestep, pull up, and he misses. Albert all alone for three, and he knocks it down, and he was fouled. Oh, no. No foul. They instead call a technical foul on Albert. Albert called for a technical foul, complaining that he was pushed on his three-point attempt. And initially, I thought the foul was called on Jordan Graves, but it turned out to be a technical on Albert, who hit the three, by the way, expanding Penn State Wilkes-Barre lead to 28-19 at the time. But we've since had a technical foul shot, so Penn State Brandywine has pulled to within 8. They're down 28-20 with 6 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And we got the Chick-fil-A courtside over in that corner there. Yummy.
Jordan Graves to the drive. And he's fouled going to the basket. That looked like an awkward finish. And I was going to say for a second, perhaps he smelled that Chick-fil-A, because that will distract you.
Oh, dude.
A good smelling Chick-fil-A, and if you're hungry, it's man, listen.
I'm dreaming of that right now, honestly.
I'm salivating.
Me too, dude.
Bryce Baruch returning to the game for Brandywine, and number 12, Jalen Willis returning to the game for Wilkes-Barre. Why doesn't Chick-fil-A sponsor any of our segments?
I don't know. I genuinely, I couldn't tell you. We should have a guy who brings it to us before the game.
That would be nice, man. Are we not big enough for that yet? We're probably not big enough for that yet.
We're getting there. Our viewership is up.
Yeah, obviously by the donors, right? I mean, we can tell by the people that are donating. Thank you guys once again for all of your donations. They help make this possible, and in the future, they'll help make for a better production. Albert to the pull-up. That one rims out, but here's Tanner. Out of control layup there, but he wrestles away another rebound. Ball kicked out to Tanner, who studies a three and passes the three-point test. Wilkes-Barre up 31-22 over Penn State Brandywine. Bryce Baruch handling out top. Every possession urgent for Brandywine, and it's only the first half. 14 on the shot clock. Baruch to the pull-up. Facial.
You know, something about this Wilkes-Barre bench, very passionate, but what I think is really cool is whenever a player of theirs releases the ball right away, they go crazy and they make it, and if they release the ball and they don't make it, then there's no reaction. It's like they know as soon as the ball's released.
Great drive that time by Albert. The dish to Tanner for the simple one-handed push shot. It's too easy for Wilkes-Barre right now. Baruch, pump fake, shimmy, baseline drive, contested layup, no problem. Looking like the best player on the floor for Penn State Brandywine right now, Bryce Baruch, putting the team on his shoulders here early in the first half. 26-33, Penn State Brandywine trailing Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Great defense by Hockenbrock to show there on the screen. Prevented the drive. Oh, that looked like a walk. What comes first, the walk or the foul? And they're going to call the foul.
Couple more donations here if I got some time to read them. And we are in need of some comedic relief, I would say. So this donation is from Dr. Newell DuPont. And it reads, "Yo, them boys really be goated with the sauce. Slap some grease on that ball."
I like it, Doc.
And another donation from Mr. Patton Vo and Mr. Sean Bartol. They say, "We are." And we are.
Whatever you need us to be. And right now we are broadcasters. We'll always be Penn State. Jamar Wright with the ball. Jordan Graves back into the game. Penn State Wilkes-Barre with a 10-point lead, 36-26. 3 minutes, 57 seconds remaining first half. Jones with the pull-up for three, no good. Bryce Baruch with the tip-in.
Yeah, Baruch the first to react, as he so often is.
Give that man a spoon and a bib. He's eating, Hunter.
Yo, speaking of eating, though, did we miss out on a Chick-fil-A order?
Yes, we did.
Because I'm seeing a lot of Chick-fil-A in the crowd.
Yes, we did. Baseline drive by Willis. He's fouled there on the drive. That one kicked out of bounds. And number 1, Randolph, entering the game for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. "19 seconds on the shot clock. Wilkes-Barre into a weave. Artis has it with 11 on the clock. He looks to go 1-on-1. He pulls up. That one off the backboard, draws no iron whatsoever. Here comes Hockenbrock back the other way. Great pump fake by Graves. He goes to the floater. Give him buckets. Jordan Graves looking like he's feeling just fine. .256 remaining in this one. Brandywine trailing by 6. There's a blown shot by Randolph. There goes Brandywine back the other way. Jordan Graves to the pull-up. That one's off. Randolph slows it down. Tanner dishes that one to Jackson. Jackson loses it but gets it back, and he's able to muscle up a layup amidst the traffic. Brandywine playing tough so far, Hunter. They're hanging in. Baruch squares for 3. That one off the backboard.
Yeah, happy to see Brandywine still hanging in on this one, but Wilkes-Barre really turning it up. Looking for them to maybe slow down a little bit in the second half. I don't know how you can sustain such energy. They do have a deep bench, though.
And great move there by Randolph, but he traveled first. Albert back into the game to replace Randolph. And it's interesting to note as Kelly enters the game for Penn State Brandywine, looking at the stats, Brandywine, who shoots well from three-point range typically on the season, is only shooting 1 of 12 from three-point range so far here today. That's 8%. Meanwhile, Penn State Wilkes-Barre, 7 of 12. They're shooting 58% from three-point range. And most of that damage has been done by Picott. Tanner exits the game now. Perhaps that's a good thing for Penn State Brandywine. They seem not to have an answer for Tanner. Ozoji in the game for Penn State Wilkes-Barre. Dangerous pass for Hockenbrock is stolen by Wilkes-Barre, but Brandywine steals it back, and here they come back the other way. Jamar Wright goes to the layup, and a blocking foul called. That's the right call. That one called on Albert.
Yeah, and I see what you mean, Chris. Before you explained it to me, he definitely shifted into the path of who was it? Was it Baruch?
No, right there. That was right.
Okay, my apologies. Yeah, but I definitely understand what you mean. He totally shifted into his path to intentionally block and impede his progress.
And if you can see the little arc in the lane as Wright makes the first of 2 foul shots, if you can see that little arc in the lane, that's the unguarded area. So if a player is inside of that area and the contact is made, even if he's established position, he will not draw the charging foul. Okay, so the goal is to be outside of that arc. Otherwise, you get beat up and posterized for nothing.
Hey, man, thanks for letting me know. I always wondered what that thing was.
So here we go. Penn State Wilkes-Barre with possession. 1:26 remaining in the first half. Penn State Brandywine find themselves down 6. Jackson with the ball and another layup. He's very tough on the inside. Tall, lanky, and athletic. Kelly with the ball. Baruch thought about a 3, puts it on the floor. The dish finds Dunson out wide. He drives in the lane, push off, step back, misses the shot. Wilkes-Barre quickly back the other way, but Hockenbrock breaking up the play in transition, and then he's fouled.
Yeah, a bit overzealous there by Wilkes-Barre, looking way up court for that pass. Brandywine are the benefactors of that decision.
Ozier with the foul. Baruch for three from the corner. Count it. Life is a game of inches. And you were just 1 inch too late. 1 second too late. Penn State Brandywine making them pay. They're down 5, 34 seconds remaining in the first half. And Jalen Willis answers with a three of his own.
Yep. Wilkes-Barre definitely locked in tonight. Women's team, they weren't really there for this one, but the men's team, they're here to win.
Brandywine holding for the last shot of the half. Dunson with 10 on the shot clock. Baruch now with the ball. He hands off to Dunson on the dribble, who kicks out to Hockenbrock. Hockenbrock, one dribble. Kicks. There's Wright throwing one up at the buzzer, and that's too strong. And so at the break, Penn State Brandywine trailing Penn State Wilkes-Barre by 8, 35-43. We will be back right before the second half to preview the second half and obviously to acknowledge our donors. Shout out to all of our supporters for the Penn State Brandywine Giving Tuesday. You guys are showing up en masse for us, and we appreciate it. We'll take a second now before the second half starts to announce some of those donations. Once again, thank you so much for your generosity.
Yep, here are the athletics donations that came in. I just want to go over it real quick. We're actually at 58 donors.
Yes!
$2,573 raised of our $5,000 goal. Keep them coming, keep them coming. 2 donations just came in, one from Mrs. Amanda Haslett and the other from, is that Coach Batista?
Is that Moneybags Batista?
That's Miss Emily Batista.
Shout out to the
Coach.
volleyball coach, man. Thank you.
And we got a couple more from the...
How about that?
Yeah, that's awesome. The Global Impact Program, so the abroad program.
See the world.
Yeah, see the
Shout
world.
out to you guys.
Shout out to Miss Margaret Bubon. She says the global program was so impactful in my son's life that I would like to support other students in their quest for the same international experience. That's lovely. And then another one, Mr. Paul Green. Best wishes to our students on education abroad courses. 2 awesome donations.
Oh, Mr. Paul Green. Hey, listen, everybody who's donating tonight, thank you so much. Not only do you enrich our lives, but you enrich the lives of every one of these students and those who have the opportunity to watch the broadcast. So thank you so very much for all your donations. Second half underway. That first half was awkward, but also to be expected as Picard gets, I keep saying his name the wrong way, Picard. Keep thinking of Star Trek.
Yeah, Picard.
Picard gets the second half underway, and if we think about it, he is shooting from outside of the ionosphere, some of these three-point shots, and they're dropping. He was 4 for 4 in the first half, 12 points from three-point range, and he gets the second half underway with a three-pointer as well. In that first half, Penn State Wilkes-Barre, Anthony Picard led all scorers on his team in the first half with 12. He was followed by Jalen Willis, and then Tanner off the bench with 9. Penn State Brandywine, Bryce Baruch led the way. He had 12. He also had 8 rebounds in that first half. No other player for Penn State Brandywine able to get into double figures in scoring in the first half.
Yeah, not going to lie. Brandywine kind of had a rough first half. They were definitely playing at the mercy of Wilkes-Barre, but Brandywine as a school and as an athletics department with their mentality is just to keep on going, stick to the plan, and see what happens. So,
shot off the inbound there, and that one doesn't fall. Dunston caught in the air, but dishes. The ball goes around the horn and finds Graves, who was alone up top and missed the 3. And Picard, again, 3 from the corner. And Penn State Brandywine continues to leave this guy alone. You have to identify him in transition, and you have to stick to him throughout the possession. Graves with a great crossover at the top of the key and goes left hand for the finish.
Well, yeah, to your point, Picard is punishing Brandywine, and like I said earlier, I'm surprised to see him with so much time and space, but especially now in the second half, I figured they'd be locking in on him more.
That time they used Picard as the decoy. They dish inside to number 15, Malik Addison, and he finishes. Oh, I'm sorry, number 25, rather, Alan Ozier, and he finishes. 2 hands at the rim, no chance for a block. Brandywine with the inbounds, and they're down 39-51 with 18 minutes remaining in the second half. They got to play with a sense of urgency. They need buckets in a hurry. They can't afford to let this lead grow for Penn State Wilkes-Barre, because I just don't know if Penn State Brandywine has the type of firepower to come back. Picard to the layup in the full court. And Penn State Wilkes-Barre with the 53-39 lead over Penn State Brandywine. Brandywine looking befuddled right now. Going to the sideline to get some counseling, no doubt, from their coach. And listen, mental health counseling is never a bad idea. And if you're here on campus, the mental health counseling services are provided free to part-time and full-time students at Penn State Brandywine. Counseling is confidential and provided by professional counselors ready to support students struggling with a variety of concerns, including anxiety, depression, or relationship concerns. Please call 610-892-1270 or stop by the Student Affairs Office, located in the Student Union Building, to find out more about counseling or to schedule an appointment. Penn State Brandywine trailing in this one by 14, and hopefully it doesn't get worse. But this Penn State Wilkes-Barre team will keep their foot on the gas. They're trying to do the dash in this one, Hunter.
Doing it well so far.
Jones brings this one into the full court and then throws the ball to a double-teamed Bryce Baruch. Quickly back the other way was Albert, but he lost control of that one. It's dished ahead to Baruch, who finishes off the backboard in transition, adding to his total. He's got 14 now. Brandywine's going to need more of that in a hurry. And a Chick-fil-A sandwich.
Oh, please. Chick-fil-A sandwich with a sweet tea on the side and a large fries and a Chick-fil-A sauce.
Ogier tried to finish in the lane there. A little bit of contact. He muscled that one up. 17 on the shot clock. And there goes Willis. Gets his own rebound and then misses the follow-up. Jones tracks this one down. Dishes to Baruch, who drives, pulls up. Off the back of the rim. A little bit too strong.
But yeah, Brandywine, they need to make every single ball possession count if they stand a chance of getting back into this game. Because they're up against a very energetic, passionate, and aggressive Penn State Wilkes-Barre.
And in the first half, we really wanted them to slow it down and make Wilkes-Barre play their game, which ended up benefiting Wilkes-Barre as they knocked down 3 after 3. Now here in the second half, Penn State Brandywine will have to speed it up. They need to generate possessions and shots. Jones from the corner nails a 3. Brandywine, perhaps it'll be the tale of two halves from three-point range for them. They shot terrible from three-point range in the first half. As a team, that first half, Penn State Brandywine 15% from three-point range. They'll have to be better here in the second. Foul on Jordan Graves. That's his third. It's the team's second. And Wilkes calls a timeout. Penn State Brandywine trailing by 9 now with 16:46 remaining here in the second half.
Mariah.
At Christmas time. It's funny, there's certain artists from my decade that you don't know, and then there's certain artists that you do know. And let me ask you, do you know her because of Christmas music or just because you know Mariah Carey songs?
It's actually funny. I only know her because I used to watch Wild 'N Out by Nick Cannon show, and they always used to clown him for being divorced. So that's how I know.
Wow.
That's how I know her, but of course the Christmas song.
She's almost a meme now.
She is kind of a meme, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
She did that. Didn't she sing the at New Year's? She sang.
Yeah, that was
bad.
bad.
It was just a disaster.
That was totally forgettable.
Yeah.
The last time Brandywine were on the court, the Lions dropped a 93-61 decision to visiting Newman University. The Knights shot over 53% from the field, while Colin Hockenbrock was the Lions' high scorer with 12. Brandywine owns a 26-15 record all-time against Wilkes-Barre. During Justin Dunbar Stevens' 5-year tenure as the head coach, the Lions own a 3-4 mark versus the visitors. So Coach Dunbar actually on the losing end of this matchup with Wilkes-Barre.
Just a shout out here, new donation, Mr. Kenneth Murphy. His message is go B-Wine, and I agree with him, go B-Wine.
B-Wine! That bucket way too easy off the inbounds as Jalen Willis sneaks under the basket, receives the inbound pass, goes to the reverse for the layup. And Penn State Wilkes-Barre back up 11. Bryce Baruch, one dribble pull-up from 3. You better can it. And that's a guy you can ill afford to leave alone as well. Penn State Brandywine sharper from three-point range here in the second half. They're 4 of 16 on the game for 25%.
Yeah, something they definitely needed to work on. Also, their three-point defense is definitely in need of a little tune-up as well.
And a charging call. And that could have gone one of two ways, but both of them would have been beneficial for Penn State Brandywine. That either could have been called a charge or a hook, as you saw the chicken wing come out there and hook Hockenbrock. So Ozier will come to the sideline for Wilkes-Barre. It's his second, team first. And here comes Wilkes-Barre applying some pressure.
And we are now one donation away from 60.
Let's go. I know you're listening out there. You want to donate some of that money. It doesn't have to be much. Every little bit counts. Graves all alone for three. But the tip in to Bryce Baruch, who is balling.
And again, the big man, Bryce Baruch, is the first to react.
And Graves almost with the steal there. Penn State Brandywine rallying. They're down 49-55, only 6. Trying to come back here in the second half.
And shout out to Mrs. and Mr. Rostick for their donation. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all. That inbound pass was dangerous, but it's in the hands of Picott, who's driving, entering the lane, going to the finger roll, and he's fouled. That foul on Bryce Baruch. That's his first, team third. And that's going to be a difficult assignment to pick up Picott, the length of the floor.
Yeah, I would not want to be the man who's responsible for keeping track of Picott. No chance.
It's a tough assignment. He's quick, he's strong, and he can shoot. Makes that one at the line. They'll have one more from there. And Picott able to knock that one down as well. Picott on the season, only 50% from the foul line. So, chance that he might miss. The chance is greater that he might miss from there, in this game at least, than it is from the three-point line. Foul on the drive. Or no, was that a jump ball call? Guess that was a jump ball. Penn State Brandywine remains with possession. Baruch backing his man down, goes to the hook. That one no good. Here comes Willis. Crossover on Baruch. Another crossover. Gets back to the left hand, and then he's fouled on the layup attempt. Great move by Willis. Change of speeds. Double crossover. Great body control. Catches Baruch with his hands in a cookie jar. He'll go to the line. Willis on the season. 100% from the line so far. Makes another. Wilkes-Barre from the game so far. 5 for 5 from the line. 6 for 6. They're 100%. Penn State Brandywine now trailing by 10. 14:01 remaining in the game. Wilkes-Barre with some token pressure. Simple man-to-man pressure. Willis into the game for Brandywine. He possesses out high. Hockenbrock looking for Baruch down low, but that one's stolen. Change of speed, inside out, dribble by Willis, gets to the rim, but he's blocked there. Here goes Baruch, quickly back the other way. You know Graves was thinking about that three, but either way finds Willis, who's then blocked by Tanner.
Yeah, good block. I said in the first half I was unsure if Wilkes-Barre were going to be able to keep up his pace, but they have no problem doing so.
And Jordan Graves called for the blocking foul. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Technical foul called on number 0.
Yeah, he's not too happy about that, to be
At
honest.
all.
I didn't really see what happened, but hey, I'll take it.
Yes, we will, and so will Bryce Baruch as he adds to his total, makes another basket from the foul line, and pulls Penn State Brandywine to within 5 with 13:24 remaining on the clock. This one's setting up for a big finish, Hunter.
Yep, regardless of the outcome, we've been treated to a really amazing game. We've seen some really skilled basketball out there, some amazing players. I hope Brandywine take it, but if they don't, at least we got to see a really good game.
Albert having a brief conversation with the ref about the physicality of the game. I'm sure the ref saying something along the lines of, I'll take care of the calls, you take care of the play. But I understand the frustration when you feel like a guy's all over you and you're not getting the benefit of the calls. It can be frustrating. Penn State Brandywine needs to do more of that. Willis with the dish to number 14, Holly, and the bucket by Holly. And we've got a flop, and it's a technical foul called on number 3, Jordan Graves. So add to the bucket some insult.
A flop.
And that's a term that you would think you would see called more during the World Cup, which is taking place now. But instead, you see it called here on Penn State Brandywine's Jordan Graves, and it results in a technical foul, which gives Penn State Wilkes-Barre another shot and puts them up by 12 with 13:01 remaining in the game.
The police are in here to calm down a fan. Wow.
What does the world come to, Hunter, when a fan can't be a fan?
I don't know, man. That's, I don't know. That's kind of disappointing, to be honest with you. And I know it's an away fan, but passion maybe got the better of him there. He has been warned.
Baruch for 3. That one off the front of the rim. Wright fighting for the rebound, and it'll belong to Penn State as it goes off Tanner. Baruch looking to go off right now. They need it, Penn State Brandywine does. They're down 12 with 12:44 remaining on the clock. Boy, the game is exciting, but I can't stop thinking about Chick-fil-A. I'm hungry, dude.
Chris, I'm starving, man.
The drive by Jordan Graves, he goes to the left hand. That layup was looking like chicken, but it wasn't finger licking good. He misses that one.
Don't say
he'll go to the line. He was fouled.
I can't even hear the word chicken right now.
Fouls on Wilkes, number 11, Anthony Pickett. Unfortunately, it's only his first, but it's the team's second. We could use more fouls on Pickett, too. Baruch gets the ball off the inbounds. Trying to set up the offense. Finds Wright alone for 3, and Wright can't make Wilkes-Barre pay. A fight for the rebound. Baruch gets it, but throws it back into no one, and here goes Wilkes-Barre. Crossover by Willis. Willis glides in, looking like George Gervin, the Iceman, to the finger roll layup. Here goes Hockenbrock down the lane. Dish to Willis. And the ball stolen from Hockenbrock, coming back the other way is Willis. And the layup is good. Here goes Wilkes-Barre, opening up a 16-point lead on Penn State Brandywine. I am not happy, huh? I am not happy at all.
No. Tough to watch. Brandywine I feel like this entire game, they've just been they've been so reactive to Wilkes-Barre. They haven't really come out with their own proactive strategy. I feel like they're playing according to how Wilkes-Barre want them to play.
I'll say that, and I'll say this. I love our fans, but I am disappointed tonight. The energy level has not been there, hasn't been consistent. We had a Penn State Brandywine team fighting with everything they have in them in the first and the second half, and there's no support from the crowd tonight. And that's not typical of a Penn State crowd, so we're going to write this one off. Maybe they're still sleeping off some turkey from the holiday. I understand a slow start to a game, but they need us now more than ever. And Penn State Brandywine, what scares me and concerns me about them for the remainder of this game, I don't know if they have the type of explosive firepower offensively that can get them back in this one.
Yeah, I got to agree, Chris.
Ankles.
Yeah.
Bryce Baruch missing that shot, though. Jones on the rebound. Dylan Jones, nicest kid you'll ever meet.
Very fast.
Albert, coast to coast, misses the layup.
Very fast, Albert. Very fast. Hard to deal with.
Baruch setting up the offense now. He goes cross court to Kelly, who drives, Euro step, reverse layup, finish. Jaden Kelly. Brandywine down 12 after 4 straight points.
Yeah, and I think you just woke up the crowd a little bit. They're a little more into this one now. Good work, Chris.
Thank you. And foul there by Jamar Wright. Albert finally gets the foul he's been campaigning for. And we're campaigning for your donations. See what I did there? That's called a segue.
Excellent job. Let me check real quick.
If you've got the opportunity, go ahead and donate a couple of dollars. I promise you it will enhance your viewing experience. Backdoor dish finds Albert, who lays it up among the trees. Hockenbrock and Wright. Give him 2.
Yeah, so we got 2 more donations. We're at 61 total donors now. Both were anonymous, so I don't have a message to read, but thank you very much anyway.
Thank you, anonymous. And I am not surprised that Penn State Brandywine fans are showing their support. We are Penn State. Baruch all alone for 3, chooses to drive, goes to the tough Euro step, misses the shot, has it blocked, gets the rebound back, and makes the layup.
One just came in, actually. The Rostics, Mr. and Mrs., they donated to the athletics department as well as the abroad experience. So thank you to the Rostics.
Thank you to the Rostics.
Very
Big
generous.
time donation.
Yeah.
Double dipping.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I would love to be double dipping some Chick-fil-A nuggets in Chick-fil-A sauce right about now.
Only if you're not sharing that sauce, Hunter. That's what my wife taught me.
That is such an amazing lesson to learn.
Yeah, and it took me till I was like 45 to learn it. Sorry. If you've ever been to a party with me where there was dip and nachos, gotcha. Scramble on the floor for the ball. Ref signaling for a towel. And a 20-second timeout taken. Penn State Brandywine.
And there's Cam with the towel, putting in the good work. The hard yards. Good job, Cam.
Penn State Brandywine down in this one. Trailing by 12. They need buckets, but they need stops. In the first half, we saw Penn State Brandywine with a rebounding advantage. Total rebounds now, if you look, Penn State Wilkes-Barre ahead in that category. Penn State Brandywine need to control the boards if they have an opportunity to get back in this one. They need more possessions, and that's going to mean rebounds on these missed shots by Penn State Wilkes-Barre, which leads me to my second point. They cannot afford to leave Anthony Picott open at all for the rest of this game.
No, they got to lock in on him. It doesn't matter if he's maybe playing a decoy. You got to cover him regardless.
And they have to limit penetration down the stretch. The penetration by Willis has been killing them. Willis and Albert both. Kelly on Picott now, or on Albert. Great defense that time, forcing them all the way out to half court. Oh, great move by Albert as he splits the D and finds Picott for 3, and Picott makes them pay. Here goes Brandywine quickly back the other way, and a steal there by Albert, but he knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, and we were just saying how you can't leave Picard open, and then he was left wide open.
And we also discussed how they can ill afford to allow penetration, and both those things happened on that possession, and it resulted in a bucket. Dylan Jones down low, and he's fouled on the layup. You know, fouls on number 12. That's Willis. That's his 4th, team 3rd. Listen, it's a simple game. It's a simple game. Anytime we can stand up here, or sit up here rather, and break it down just by watching it and tell you what can ill afford to happen, and then you can see when it happens what it leads to. It's a simple game. But what isn't simple is accomplishing those things which need to be done, right? That's the hard work. It's never easy. So although we know as Dylan Jones misses that shot, what Penn State needs to do in order to climb back in this one, there's another team in a jersey that's going to make it exponentially more difficult for Penn State Brandywine to accomplish their goal. But one thing that I absolutely cannot tolerate and accept is the fact that opposing fans are louder than the fans that we have in the gym tonight for Penn State Brandywine. That should be disallowed. We do not get down like that.
We got one or two people over there just louder than probably 40, which is just, come on, guys.
And that, whether you believe it or not, players feed off energy. Now, should it all be about energy? Absolutely not. Not about the energy of the fans. Absolutely not. I'm not letting Brandywine off the hook. But, man, if you come to the game, we need you to cheer. We need that support. And I know if we're saying we need it as the broadcasters, our team on the floor needs it as well. That's a travel by Wilkes-Barre. Turnover. Ball belongs to Brandywine.
Man, our fans are well-fed, just finished up their Chick-fil-A, had a sweet tea, got a little caffeine in them maybe. Come on, guys. Turn it up a notch. We saw the power of the crowd just now when Dylan missed those two free throws because the opposition's crowd was going nuts trying to distract him. We need to do that. We haven't done that once tonight.
Willis with an attempted split and a little bit out of control there, and he fouls Dunson. That's his second. That's the team fourth. Great job by Dunson being in position. Penn State Brandywine not out of it yet. 9 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. They're down 56-71.
And there's Cam with the towel.
There is still hope, but Penn State Brandywine cannot let up easy buckets. They've got to rebound, and they need to score. To that effect, the ball's in the hands of Bryce Baruch, Penn State's leading scorer on the season. Dylan Jones, and he's fouled. That foul on number 14, Tequan Holly, that's his first, team fifth. So Penn State Brandywine almost in the bonus. They'd love to get there now. That would help them out here in the second half. Bryce Baruch takes the dribble handoff. He drives, finds Jones. Jones misses everything. Dunson with the dish to Kelly. Kelly with a little bit of contact on the layup, forces the miss. Here goes Willis, bringing the ball up court now. He's against Jones. The double team. Wilkes-Barre passes out of trouble. Albert driving. And he finds number 14, Tequan Holly, underneath, and Tequan Holly with the muscle-bound layup. Not good for Brandywine.
Not good at all, Chris.
Holly packed his lunch. He's been going to work all day in the lane for Wilkes-Barre. Hockenbrock returning to the game for Brandywine. Penn State Brandywine trailing Penn State Wilkes-Barre 56-73 with 8 minutes, 17 seconds remaining in the second half. We're not quite at miracle time yet, but we're approaching the hour. Bryce Baruch after the back down, that's too easy. Baruch with the 15-foot jumper. Brandywine needs to turn up the intensity defensively. Here comes Hockenbrock out to meet Willis at half court. Willis driving, dishing, and Holly is fouled. And that one will result in foul shots. That's Graves' fourth. Penn State Brandywine in the bonus.
In the meantime, let's do our quick drawing. Get your tickets out. 464 642.
Penn State Brandywine. And this is where a team grows, right? You find yourself down, you find yourself in a situation like this. Every win is not going to be a pretty win, and this would definitely be an ugly win. But this is also where you learn about yourself. When you go through games like this, when you go through adversity early in the season, and it is still early in the season, right? But you find out a lot about your makeup. You find out a lot about your resolve. You find out a lot about the roles that players play on a team and whether they're comfortable with those roles, whether they accept them, and whether they can succeed in them. Penn State Brandywine looking for some of those answers here tonight. The dish goes outside to Hockenbrock, who fires for three. Count it. I know one thing. I can count on Hockenbrock, and you can count on Bryce Baruch in the clutch.
Yeah, two guys that really give their all for Penn State Brandywine. Very proud to say that they go to my school.
Willis to the drive, loses control of the ball, gets it back in the lane, perhaps more than 3 seconds. The ref doesn't call it, and he finishes the layup. Jordan Graves back the other way now. He pulls it back out, but Brandywine can ill afford to do so. They need to score in a hurry. Dunson gets it, driving, pirouetting, losing the ball. Gets it back, gives it to Hockenbrock. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock for Brandywine. Dunson in the lane, the fadeaway. No good. Albert and Wilkes-Barre back the other way. They are in the driver's seat. Albert driving. And he finds Holly for the 15-footer. Everything they do is working right now. Baruch fires for three. That's short off the front of the rim. Tanner with the rebound. He finds Holly. Holly takes a dribble, steps inside the three-point line, and then dishes back out to Willis. Willis turning on Jordan Graves, driving, scooping, and fouled by Bryce Baruch. I am not a Penn State Wilkes-Barre fan, but that layup would have been incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was going to sneak its way in there too, Chris. That would have been something.
And let me say this, I am a Penn State fan in general, but tonight I am not a Penn State Wilkes-Barre fan because they're playing Penn State Brandywine.
Yeah, of course, naturally.
We are Penn State, all of us, united. Plenty of time for friendship after games. Penn State Brandywine trailing Penn State Wilkes-Barre 61-79. Penn State Wilkes-Barre at the line. Wilkes-Barre tonight, 10 of 11 from the line, 90%. Make that 11 of 12.
And this is where we need our crowd.
Yeah, really. This should not be a comfortable situation for any opposing
No, there
team.
needs to be some tension, some pressure, something, anything.
And the miss, all by itself. No help from the crowd. Hockenbrock driving, losing the ball, and it's been that kind of night for Penn State Brandywine.
Yeah, it just has been. Not clicking for them, but it's really clicking for Wilkes-Barre.
What was in that turkey?
Man, I don't know. The Delco turkeys, they got some.
Oh, don't do that, Hunter. Don't do that. We don't want to talk about them New York turkeys up there.
Talking about those Pocono turkeys, the Wilkes-Barre turkeys, they're fresher.
Man, those Pocono turkeys, they're probably really good. Those wild country turkeys, yeah.
A little bit of roadkill here and there.
Penn State Brandywine wearing the roadkill T-shirt tonight.
Yep.
Penn State Wilkes-Barre trying to win this one going away. They're up 19. It's 80-61. 5:47 remaining in this one. Well, there are always the donations.
Oh.
Fans, listen, if you have some spare points laying around out there, go ahead and donate those to the basketball team. I know a guy at the scorer's table.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, you can continue to donate until midnight.
However, Penn State Brandywine can only donate for the next 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So, like I said, if you have some points to donate, now would be the time.
Yeah, and if you want to get your message read on air, now would also be the time.
Devin Jones trying to contribute, but he misses. And Penn State Wilkes-Barre content to go into a spread offense in the half-court set. Willis drives. He goes to the hop step, but he's out of control, and that's a foul. offensive. Great job by Hockenbrock.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that, no problem.
That foul's his third. It's the team sixth. I feel like that's a call they could have gotten all game.
Yeah, don't disagree with you there, Chris. A lot of stuff been let slide here.
Yeah. But you know what? They let him play.
Yeah.
Graves waves off the screen, goes to the crossover instead, turns the ball over, and Willis misses the dunk on the other end.
Can't blame him for going for the dunk, to be honest with you, but good for us, he missed it.
Dunson misses a three. Bryce Baruch with the rebound, dribbles, goes to the reverse, give it to him. And that one bringing Penn State Brandywine to within 18. 63-81 with 4:46 remaining in this one. And listen, all night long tonight, we have been talking about Chick-fil-A because we're hungry. Well, if you're hungry and you're on the campus, why not stop by the Blue Apple Cafe? The Blue Apple Cafe on the Brandywine campus is your one-stop shop for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and late-night snacks, located in the Student Union Building. We are open from 7:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. on Fridays. You can stop by on Saturday and Sunday as well for brunch. We have your favorite Berkey Creamery ice cream flavors available for purchase in pints and half gallons. We are also proudly serving all of your favorite Starbucks beverages and Penn State Bakery items, including cookies, brownies, and donuts. So, come on out and meet us at the cafe. Or if you're here tonight, come on out and meet us at the gym. If you're not here, come on and donate.
The cafe. If you use your line cash at the cafe, you get a 10% discount. And it's very easy to load line cash. You could do it. You could send your link to your parents, your family. It's just like loading it onto your Venmo card or your PayPal. Just throw some money on there. You save 10% at both the bookstore and the food court.
So here goes Wilkes-Barre inbounding Penn State Brandywine, finally showing some full court pressure. And they force the turnover. And one would just think, maybe not question, but one would think, why did they wait so long to employ a full court press? One thing that teams that press don't often like is being pressed. So it resulted in the turnover, but it may be too little too late now for this Penn State Brandywine team to find themselves down 18 with 4:39 left. Dribble handoff to Hockenbrock, and he takes a stutter step on the handoff. Oh no, that's a foul call? Brandywine showing some more pressure, but Wilkes-Barre able to beat that. Brandywine still in the man-to-man. The crossover, step-back three by Tanner. He misses. Here goes Baruch back the other way, but he turns it over. Oh, nope, that one was tipped by Wilkes-Barre, so possession will remain with Brandywine. Just a tough outing for Brandywine. They're trying to step on the gas now, but the car is sputtering. Madden with the ball. 21 seconds remaining on the clock. Scoop by Wright. He misses. Here goes Wilkes-Barre. Willis gets it tipped away from behind, but he regains it. Oh, and a beautiful dish to Tanner for the layup. And once again, I'm not a Wilkes-Barre fan, but that was nice.
Yeah. Gotta respect that skill.
And I don't understand how they have more fans here than ours, or at least their fans are louder. Oh, the dish to Baruch, a little bit too strong. He loses the handle, and here goes Wilkes-Barre back the other way. That dish goes to Holly. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. Wilkes-Barre up by 20. And they take a timeout.
Haven't. Got a donation coming in here from Alyssa Quali Dale. She says, shout out to the best broadcasters. Is that us?
I think that's us.
How kind.
Thank you, wifey. I appreciate that.
Aw. So wholesome and sweet.
Yeah, it's nice to know that she listens to me, because I know at home I probably talk so much that I get on her nerves. So it's nice to know that she takes the time to listen to the broadcast. Thank you, wifey. You do a lot behind the scenes to help make this possible, and we appreciate you immensely. So here we go, Penn State Brandywine and Penn State Wilkes-Barre retaking the floor. 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in this one. And it's really all academic from this point. Penn State Wilkes-Barre just needs to do more of the same. They're clinging, or not clinging, but they've opened up a 20-point lead over Penn State Brandywine. They just need to be able to make foul shots and possess the ball. And this one is all but over. And as if on cue, Holly misses a foul shot. Before that one, Penn State Wilkes-Barre was 12 of 15 on the evening, 80% from the foul line. And he misses two. Perhaps trying to open the door for Brandywine, but they don't seem to be in a hurry to score.
No, they don't. There's not a lot of urgency. Coach also put on some younger, fresher players, maybe to try to see for next game what we can do differently.
Hockenbrock with the layup after a missed right three attempt. Brandywine with the pressure again. Willis able to beat that. And then he's fouled. Number 22 with the foul. That's Massaquoi. That'll be his first.
And while I got a couple seconds, I'm going to read some of the older donations. So, Mrs. Laura Baruch, thank you very much. Mr. Vincent.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that Baruch?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to Miss Baruch. We know whose mother that is.
Of course, Bobby Caprice and Mr. Vinny Guile. Thank you very much.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to Miss Marina Crespo. And the last one I'll read is Dr. Nicola De Franzo Heitzer. Shout out. Cool name.
That's a great name.
Yeah, a little Italian-German connection there. Not bad.
Both foul shots made there by Willis. Baruch for three, and that's a bucket. 68-85. Steal by Hockenbrock. Hockenbrock with the two-hand flush. And Wilkes-Barre has heard about the meme maker. No one wanted any parts of that.
Yeah, well done there by Hockenbrock, but that pass was telegraphed by, I think that was Jalen Willis. I saw that one coming from a mile away. No surprise Hockenbrock was there.
And then a technical foul on Massaquoi. Not quite sure what was called there. Number 35 up into the scores table. And both of those made by Pickott. Itabai in the game for Penn State Brandywine, number 35. And Brandywine applying the pressure again. Wilkes-Barre easily breaking the pressure. And the layup that time by Tanner in transition, and he's fouled.
Tale of the game so far, Chris. I feel like that's pretty fair to say. Wilkes-Barre very energetic, putting themselves out there. Brandywine just reacting to them.
Foul on number 31, Bryce Baruch. It's his second. It's the team 10th. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, at this point, what difference does it make?
Yeah, not much.
And I'm sorry. If you can hear it in my voice, I'm disappointed. I'm a little bit upset. I'm a broadcaster, but I'm a Penn State Brandywine fan first. I did not expect this outcome tonight. I take a look at these games as Bryce Baruch goes to the bench. I take a look at these games when I'm doing my research before the game. And I did not think that it was an even matchup. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I was looking at it, I did not think that it was an even matchup. And I thought that this was a possibility. But I hoped that it wasn't. It was kind of like watching the Phillies play baseball down the stretch. I knew that the possibility was that they were going to lose to Houston. I just hoped that they would win. And with this Penn State Brandywine team, we saw a similar situation last year for them as Wilkes-Barre adds to their total. We saw a similar situation last year with this Penn State Brandywine team. They were sluggish to start the season, and then after the new year, it was like they flipped the switch, they turned it on, and they were a different team. I'm not sure if that's what we'll see from this year's Brandywine team, but I think it's safe to say that some things need to change moving forward. Obviously, we're looking for some more continuity on offense. That will come as they play together more during the season. But 92, giving up 92 points to this Penn State Wilkes-Barre team and allowing Pickett to have as many open three-point attempts as he had during this game. I am sure Coach Stevens will address this, and it's something that I'm sure he's as irate about as we are.
No doubt, and yeah, you're right. I'm surprised to see us lose this game considering we've beaten them the past two meetings and beaten them quite comfortably as well.
This is a different Wilkes-Barre team. They are tough. They have some very serious players on their team, so I don't take anything away from Wilkes-Barre. Okay, I don't want to make it seem like they did not earn this one. They earned it. They came in here and they beat Penn State Brandywine.
Yeah,
they've got a good team.
Definitely. Just interesting, though, because they have no freshmen on the team, so a lot of these players have faced Brandywine before and lost. Just an interesting point.
Mattern with the no-look pass there to Ethan Toney. Toney not looking either.
Nope.
Great sneakers, though.
Oh, yeah, those are super cool. I tried to say it as fast as I could earlier in the game, so let me say it slowly. Our social media intern, Farrell Everett, did a video with some of the men's and women's basketball players. It's on Instagram, PSUBW Sports. That is our handle. And it is like a shoe tour with some of our basketball players. So if you want to see what kind of shoes they're wearing this season, check out the video and learn a little bit more about them as well.
Shout out to Farrell.
Yeah, it's a great video. It's a very good idea as well. I actually really enjoyed watching it.
And once again, I want to shout out my wife real quick, Alyssa Dawn Marie Qualidale. Thank you for the donation. Thank you to all the fans that donated. You guys make this thing that we do possible. And that's it, the conclusion of tonight's game. Penn State Brandywine falling to Penn State Wilkes-Barre by a final score of 92-70. That stinks. But what doesn't stink is the fact that you guys donated. How many donations were we able to take in?
Yeah, so, Chris, we have 61 donors to the athletics program.
Wow.
We have raised $2,648 so far. And then for the Education Abroad program, 34 donors, $1,745 raised. So thank you to everybody who's donated. This has actually been a really amazing experience for me. I didn't think that we'd get so many donations, but sitting here on the bleachers, we raised almost $1,500 for the athletics department.
That's incredible, and what, in like a 4-hour span. So shout out to all the fans who made that possible. And listen, we appreciate you because that means you're listening. We have your ear, and we will continue to do our best to do a good job providing a broadcast for you guys. You can also leave us any suggestions that you might have at psubbros@gmail.com. gmail.com. We'll take those suggestions and we'll take your comments, and if we get anything that's funny, we'll go ahead and try to get that on the air. Penn State Brandywine falling to Penn State Wilkes-Barre, the men rather, in the second game tonight. Our women victorious. But that'll close it out for the evening. So for Hunter Strafacci, for Tom the Pro, this is yours truly, Chris Dale, signing off. We will see you next time.